everybody. Avana Intuitive here with our weekly energy reading for the week of September 11, 2025. For this week's energy reading, I am using Amanda Ellis's the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle. I'm going to pull a clarifying card from the Pleiadian Oracle, which is Flo Karuna, I believe is his name. And for our 3-card pick today, I am using the Power of Surrender cards, and this is Judith Orloff, MD. So without further ado, we know that this is for entertainment purposes only. And while while I'm saying hi to everybody, thank you to my new subscribers, my current subscribers, all my subscribers who have been here since the beginning. I totally appreciate you being here. While I shuffle, we'll get the housekeeping out of the way, right? Which is, again, for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to pick 3 cards from this Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle deck, and then I will pick a clarifying card. Oh, this one fell out, so we're going to keep that one. Then I'm going to pick a clarifying card from the Pleiadian Oracle. Oh, this one, sorry, that one fell out too. Then I'm going to pick, again, a clarifying card from the Pleiadian Oracle. And then we'll see what this, I do read from the book a bit just to see what the author, really intended. And then we get some intuitive insights on that. And again, if it resonates, that's fine. And if it doesn't resonate, that is fine too. No big deal. So I picked the 3 cards. I'm going to pick this clarifying card from the Pleiadian Oracle, and then I'll show you the cards I got, and we'll get started in our deep dive here. So here we go. Just a couple of shuffles for this Pleiadian Oracle. I'm looking for weekly energy reading for the week of September 11th, 2025. Just a couple of shuffles. And here we go. So the cards that I got. The first card is the number 50, which is 5 stands for change, and it says signs. And it says, oh, love this, from spirit with love. And here's some feathers falling here. Sometimes we get signs from our family and friends who have transitioned. So there's some feathers with the signs. We then got 41, which is also a 5, which means change. And this card says, as above, so below. I love that reflection of the tree. And it says heaven and earth. And then for our last card, we got a 46, which is a 10, which is kind of coming full circle, right? From our, from one phase into another. And this is authentic self. And it says, who are you? Very interesting. For our clarifying card, I got 43, which is a 7. That's a very spiritual number. And it says universal heart. And it has a rose. And it has, I can see the sacred geometry and the rose petals and just this beautiful artwork. So here we go. Let's get started. The first thing is this number, 50, which is signs. And here we go. Look around you for signs from above. They are everywhere if you just stop to notice and acknowledge them today. The angel feathers that appear at just the right time in unexpected places, the words of a song that resonate with what you prayed about last night. Signs are everywhere and come in many shapes and forms. So often you expect the big gesture, the booming voice in your ear, the crystal clear image in your third eye, or the answer landing at your feet. But angel signs are often softer. Archangel Metatron embodies many ways to make his presence known to you, and you are encouraged to open up to them at this time, to the clairsentient feeling of his presence, the warmth or heat that overcomes you, the colors that you increasingly notice in new ways, the tingles in your body, or the voice of Metatron speaking to you, maybe via a friend, associate, or loved one. Nature, too, holds many signs. Maybe you have seen a robin who comes to visit, reminding you of a loved one who has passed. Be aware also of power animals and the creatures that appear time and time again to bring your attention to the quality they embody. Metatron often speaks through animal symbolism as well as flowers and many other signs. Numbers are also important signs. Maybe you have been seeing recurring ones, 1111, 2222, 303, 444, or 555. Numbers that keep appearing trigger us to realize this is more than mere coincidence. This is a sign from our subconscious waking us up, letting us know we are not alone, that a loving force watches over us. You are drawing this card today because you have asked for a sign, and here it is. A sign that angelic light is with you, that your prayers and requests have been heard and are being worked on, and that all is well. You are assured that every time you talk to Metatron, he listens. There will be times when you hear him clearly and times when you feel him more absent, but he is always there. Remember, too, that sometimes angels have to step back if there is something we have to do alone, a lesson to be learned, or a test to overcome. But you are never abandoned. He is always with you. Think today about signs you have already received and ask Metatron for a special sign between the two of you that will make you know he is there. This is likely to be personal to you. Persevere, tune in, communicate, and listen. Signs are all around. Open up all your senses to experience them. Okay, so we have a message on signs that they are always, we are always being communicated to, right? And we have to open up and receive that communication. Then we got 41, as above, so below, heaven and earth. You are reminded that the rewards of heaven are accessible to you now, here on earth. You do not have to wait for an imaginary place and state of plenty and peace, a heaven that is out of reach and inaccessible. Heaven can be here today, as can all the glories of the beauty of God available in each waking moment. Look at the symmetry of the majestic blossoming tree reflected in the water. It shows that all is the same, both above and below. We realize this when we stop to pause and consider all that we came from, all that we are, and all that we will become. The cycle of life and the sacred wheel show us there is no beginning and no end. Likewise, there is no place outside ourselves. It is all connected, all joined, all one. The soft, luscious colors of the tree and its bountiful riches speak to our heart of the jewels of heaven, which are free to all, not needing to be earned or worked toward. This represents our natural state of abundance and joy, our eternal birthright, always. Overladen with petals, the flowering branches reaching out and extending down to the earth offer enough for everyone. It's just waiting to be noticed, appreciated, and absorbed. Heaven is here, it says. Look at this exquisite splendor and see it reflected not just in the waters of the lake, but within yourself. For you all hold this treasure within you. Beauty, light, love, grace, and wonder. You are but a reflection of the divine. It can be no other way. You are a mirror image of that from which you came and where you will return. The principle, as above, so below, is also important for you right now. Be aware of the need to honor both your divine and earthly states, and do not neglect your own physical self at the expense of the spiritual, or vice versa. The body's needs, good food, enough rest, time to relax, are just as important as the desire to expand intuition, learn more, meditate, and so on. It may also be that you need to balance planting your own roots firmly and deeply, nourishing what is below, with allowing what is above to flower and thrive and be sustained. Spiritual growth requires both opening up to a higher state and grounding yourself. Otherwise, anything gained is temporary, fleeting, and unbalanced. Pulling this card implies that attention to this is required now. You are also encouraged to take that which is learned and acquired and bring it to the everyday. Whether you be a healer, teacher, shop worker, or engineer, to walk your light planted and be the bridge between heaven and earth. For you are truly the embodiment of both. Earth is your home and heaven is here with us. Look and seek and you will find it and be it. And then our last card and for this deck, for this oracle, is Authentic Self. Who are you? Who are you? Walk into a hall of mirrors and you will see 100 reflections of yourself. These reflections are like the other people's perceptions and ideas of who you are. Ideas based on their own filters, and also what you have chosen to show, reveal, or be at different times in your life. You may resonate strongly with some of these reflections, admire and like some, and disregard or shun others. All are part of the energy that you have emitted or sent out, some accurate and some less so. The reflections all look like you, but are they really? This includes reflections of how you see yourself and judge yourself, and what you believe and who you believe yourself to be. Look at how the figure in the mirror is shielded by white satin. Archangel Metatron has brought you here to unveil to yourself who you truly are. Your authentic self, stripped bare of other people's perceptions as well as your own. To gaze into this mirror is to see yourself properly for the first time ever. As Metatron lifts away the satin sheet, you see yourself gazing back at you, ageless, eternal, light-filled, your spirit shining brightly. Here there is no hiding place. This is you. Look into your eyes and see your androgynous soul reflecting back to you. Many lifetimes, much wisdom and love in its purest form. This is who you were when born, a pure incarnated soul in physical form, come to play, work, learn, do, and be. You have lost this connection with your true authentic self. Allow this relationship with your true essence to deepen and blossom. As it does so, much may need to adapt in your life as you recognize and follow your own authenticity. Being authentic may result in you being asked to not follow the crowd, but to stand out and shine brightly in your own right, doing life your own way. This doesn't have to be a lonely place. Metatron is beside you and will help you recognize those of a similar vibration and those who live authentically too. It is time to allow all the masks to fall away, to recognize and appreciate who you really are. The deepening of that relationship starts now. Look into the mirror and see. Okay, and then this last card that we got is 43, which is Universal Heart. And this says, expand your heart, expand your love, and receive the love of all of the universal creation. Your heart is a sacred broadcasting system that is able to send and receive love from all corners of time and space. By you sending love to us, the Pleiadians, for example, you bypass great physical distances in which we are able to receive this love instantaneously. This transcendence of space sheds light into the multidimensional, omnipresent frequency that is love. You will observe how when one is in a loving, open heart space, animals on your planet soon will become closer. You will observe how, when one is a loving, open heart space, animals on your planet will come closer, be more receptive, and generally be more open to your presence. This is because your animals represent the principles of naturalness and teach all that love is your natural state. As the hues reemerge back into their full galactic essence in this new cycle, love will become a natural state of your species, and you will find yourself radiating it, regardless of the situation you are experiencing in the moment. Your heart is a truly powerful vortex that we, the Pleiadian guides, wish to always remind you of its potential. When the Universal Heart card is presented, we are guiding you to use your heart to navigate the current situation of your life. Although many on your plane have closed their delicate rose-like heart from past wounds and old relationships, we want to remind you that the rivers of life continue to flow. Creation is and will always continue to re-express her divinity in each breath. Through this, we gently invite you to open to this fresh moment by recommitting to an open heart. By this dedication, life situations will transform rapidly. Another potential message of this card is that finances are flowing easily, travel opportunities present themselves, and romance is available. Allow for the Sacred Heart to flow and enjoy the time of great abundance, romance, gifts, and prosperity. Ooh. As always, a very, very insightful message for our weekly energy reading. So we looking for our signs, right? It's almost like looking for our signs, like to just confirm, right, that we are divine, divinity, that we are, a fractal of creator, looking for the signs. Who am I, and what do I need to do to move forward in my life? Who is my authentic self? And we're looking for these signs, which we get, opening our eyes, opening our heart, whether it's somebody smiling at us. I actually had one day, this was a while ago, I had a feather literally fall out of the air. It was like a round, actually it was a round puffball of white, and it fell out of the air, and it was across the street. I was walking my dog, and the wind brought it right to my feet, and I kept it because I didn't really know what it meant, but I knew that it meant that my spirit guides were around. People and friends and family that have transitioned are around. They're just sending me like a gift from heaven. I mean, it came straight down, and then the wind caught it, and it came right to my feet. So that you can't mistake a sign like that. But sometimes the signs we get aren't so visible. They aren't, but we have to still stay open to them because we're being sent signs all the time. I used to think too that why don't our spirit guides send us signs? And now I realize they are sending us signs all the time, but we need to be open to receive the signs and have some level of understanding of what they mean and why we're getting them, which then leads me to I love it. Heaven and earth, as above, so below. The signs are coming. The energy is there. Whatever's created up there can be down here. Whatever we do here can be up there. So, as above, so below. We have this beautiful heaven. We have it. Heaven on earth. It's just us looking for the signs. It's us enacting how we creating what we want to create as we move forward in this world. And then authentic self. Who are we really, right? And I found it very interesting that we got this authentic self card, which I've never gotten this card before. And like, who are we really? Who is my authentic self, and how do I create the world? And really, it's not how, but I just need to create the world that I want to live in, right? That reflects me and my authentic self. Then leading into this universal heart card, because who are we really? Like, we're love. I mean, that's how I look at myself. I'm love, and I'm unconditional love, and I'm love, and I'm just growing into that and just becoming more and more one with that. And just knowing that the signs are there. As above, so below. We have heaven on earth. We are here. We are here as creators to create our authentic life and who we are. And of course, we do that with this beautiful open heart of unconditional love. And not only unconditional love for ourselves, which is probably hard for many of us to do, but also unconditional love for others, knowing that they are exactly where they need to be on their path. And while we may not agree, while everybody may not be my cup of tea, I try to, and I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, I try to be very knowing, and I've been very much trying to open my heart as much as I can, at least to understand, to have a dialogue with, to find out things about people. And sometimes it works, and sometimes, that doesn't mean just because I have a quick dialogue with someone, they're going to all of a sudden become my cup of tea. It doesn't have to be that way. But by knowing what I want, or getting to know people, I can get to know also things that I don't want and I don't want in my life. And that's not to say I don't want certain people in my life, but really there are certain people and certain things and certain situations and events that really aren't who I am authentically. So and there's no issues with that. You know what? I move on and I go and just find my place in the world as much as I can. And also, I think it's not only just finding our place, but it's creating our place. We're down here as creators and finding out who we authentically are, and then creating that world, right? Because we're down here learning how to be creators, practicing how to create the world that we would like to live in. So there you go. I think that's a beautiful message for this week. For our 3-card pick, I have these Power of Surrender cards. I don't know why I was drawn to these, but it's kind of like, how do we, surrender into ourselves, right? Surrender into who we are. One card did fall out. I'm going to keep that as I'm shuffling, because we're going to do a 3-card pick. This can be for either a message that you're maybe looking to hear, something that you need to surrender, and it can also be, I'm going to say, a continuation of this message. So let's see what we have. One more shuffle. And here we go. All right. So we have card 1, card 2, and card 3. Think about which card resonates with you. That's 1, 2, or 3. If you picked card 1, surrender to rest and sleep. To prevent burnout, slow down. Honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. I love that, because I've actually been very much concentrating on getting more sleep lately, and I'm feeling a lot better about things, calmer. I just feel more in tune with things, and I find that I'm dreaming a lot, which is really cool. But that was card 1. Card 2, surrender your fear of intimacy. If you picked card 2, surrender your fear of intimacy. You are ready to let love in, compassionately identify, and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. And that's not just intimacy with another person. It could be with your current significant other, in the sense of another person, but also in, what sparks you, right? Open up what sparks you in this world that you open up your heart to, that maybe, you didn't think you would open your heart to ever. And something comes up, and it's just, so it's your fear of intimacy and letting love in. And I love that. And it says compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. if you feel a strong emotion on something, that strong emotion is being brought up by a belief system. So when you feel a strong emotion, either, negative or positive or whatever, look at that at that moment and see what that emotion, that belief system, that emotion is bringing up. And then if you can, make changes to that belief system. Eliminate it, change it, embrace it, but know that's why you're feeling the emotion. And if you picked card 3, you got surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Love this, right? We don't have to play it small. We're down here. We're the creators of our world and of our life. You know what? If you're ready, your life is calling, You don't have to, I think we're kind of get scared of our full power. So we step back and we give our power away to other people, situations, events, whatever it is, when really we should be holding that power and using our full power to make the changes in our world that we want. And I don't just mean in our world on a macro level, but I mean in each one of our worlds, but both micro and macro, on both with ourselves and in the greater world, if we can make that change, if we're ready to move forward. All right, my friends, as usual, I think we had a really nice weekly energy message. And I hope it resonated. But if it didn't, that's okay too. I will see you tomorrow for our weekend energy reading and a 3-card pick. And until then, namaste.